Anjui, Cleo.
Hi everyone, I'm here with the dog. She's scratching. Do you want to say something, Cleo? So this is where she sleeps during the daytime. She looks out the window, barks at the squirrel, cats, whatever she's going by. She spends most of her time just looking out the window and enjoying the scenery, I hope. Last time when I was sitting here with her, we saw a blue jade bird. It was so pretty, it was so blue, and it was my first time seeing it. It was so gorgeous. So if you don't know what a blue jade looks like, you should probably look it up. It's very pretty. But today I wanted to talk about something that is close to my heart. It's about how I deal with school and why I genuinely enjoy it, and why I think it's important to recognize the beauty of university life. So, romanticizing university life. There's so much more to university than just studying or aiming for good grades, obviously. It's also about building memories, making the most out of experiences, and finding ways to make school enjoyable. I think most of us know this on some level, but we don't always live by it consciously. And this topic is not just for a university life or a studying life, but it's relevant to life itself and whatever situation you're in. This is a reminder to live a conscious life and to find beauty in whatever you're doing right now. So for me, university isn't just a place to learn, it's an experience in itself. Sure, we're here to earn degrees and maybe set ourselves up for a career, but if that was our only focus, it's very easy to burn out and feel like we're just going through the motion. So that's why it's important to romanticize. So when I say romanticize, I mean finding beauty in little things, seeing joy in the day-to-day, and treating even the smallest moment as memories we'll look back on. Whether it's studying in a cozy library or a cold library, noticing the architecture, walking to class, these moments make university feel more than just work. So let's be real, dealing with school can definitely be stressful, and there's no sugarcoating it. Assignments, exams, group projects with people that you don't really want to work with, because sometimes group mates can be a sucky, and the pressure to perform well can get very overwhelming. But I find the best way to manage it all is by breaking things down, focusing on the process, and not getting lost in the big pictures. I try to take a lot of breaks. There are times that I take more breaks than schoolwork, but it's okay. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes going for a walk can help you. Sometimes doing something you like for me, it's being creative and helps me reset my focus. Balancing work with breaks keeps me grounded and also reminds me that school doesn't have to be all about stress and grades. So one of my favorite parts of university is the community, the chance to build your own community. University brings a lot of people from so many backgrounds together, and you're constantly meeting new people, whether it's through a group projects, clubs, or just hang out with classmates. University is a place where we can build friendship and connect with people who share our interests, and sometimes even challenges to see things differently. So this community aspect really adds to the experience, in my opinion. So there's this shared sense of we're in this together. It's also comforting to know that others understand exactly what you're going through. And I think it's important to appreciate this connection, because often this friendship and network can go past your university life, and it can make university feel more than just academy. Another part of university that I like is that it gives you the opportunity to explore new things, explore things that we're genuinely interested in, especially in the United States. I did Earth Science for my undergrad, but my university challenged me to study history, political science, philosophy, theology, religion, and those kind of topics challenged me, but there were some topics that really sparked my curiosity, and there are professors who encouraged me to think critically. And even if some classes can be difficult, there's this satisfaction that I know that I pushed myself to understand and grow and to be a better learner. University is also a place for self-discovery. I get to try so many new things, test different perspectives, and also figure out what truly matters to me. It's a time to explore who I am and I want for the future. And there's something that I deeply appreciate. While being away from Bhutan, I met so many Bhutanese people from different parts of the country where I learned so many new things about my own country through food and conversation. It's amazing how the exploration never stops, and whether it's learning about something or discovering something that can be life-changing. For me, it's the most life-changing experience was learning how to make hente or putta or jangule. Those are all different kinds of food, by the way. But I learned to make those things through my friends and people that I met in university or became closer in university, I would say. So thinking about how I got to where I got to this point, I picture myself as a very young girl who was very determined to do environmental policy and environmental science, yet somehow ended up on a very different path. 6 years ago, I was also very drawn towards environmental policy and environmental science in itself, and I really hoped to work directly towards preserving nature and directly working with people. But after a few years later, I realized I didn't know much about the earth, the very place that I wanted to protect, because I wasn't aware of all the beautiful things that was going underneath the earth and what makes earth an earth. So the best way for me to understand and appreciate Earth's process was through geophysics. And my journey started with researching about water chemistry and water quality data in El Paso. Later, I became interested in remote sensing and machine learning. I did some work on focusing on Bhutan's rice and forest production. So then after asking more and more questions, I realized I was better with physics and maths, and combining those two subjects with earth science gave me geophysics and seismology. So if I could give one piece of advice, it would be to have confidence in yourself, asking questions, and be resilient to change. Change can be intimidating, but you being in a university is resilient enough, and the uncertainty and the fear of making the wrong choice can also be intimidating. Being an international student in U.S., I found it was also important to balance a social life, not just with friends, but with classmates and professors as well. So there's this difference between the East and the West culture. In the East, there's this very strict line between professionalism and casual relationships with your mentors, your advisors, or your teachers. But I find it in the West side or in the United States, that line is pretty blurred. It's not about that there's this line, but it's more about that you need to know what you're respecting, and you need to be respectful enough to ask the right question. It's very important to know and realize that the professors are also human, and no matter what, the professors are always there to help you, and it's kind of a beautiful thing. I'm not saying that in the East they ignore you, but I feel like there's this strong wall between casual and professionalism, and it often restricts how you approach your professors. I find in the United States it's easier for me to talk to my professors in a casual way and then get my answers and talk about research and science. So romanticizing life, university life, doesn't always mean ignoring the challenges or pretending it's all easy. We all know there's so many more challenges. It means choosing to see the experience in a positive light and focusing on what makes it meaningful. And when we romanticize life, we give ourselves a permission to make mistakes, to try new things, and to grow without putting too much pressure on ourselves. Every late night study sessions, every club meeting, every lecture, and every new friendship is part of something bigger. And university is a special time, and seeing it this way helps us make the most of it. dog is asleep. To anyone who's also on this journey, I encourage you to find ways to enjoy the experience. And if you're a recent graduate, please leave a positive note for those still in school, like me. I mean, let's be real. School, you miss it. You miss school sometimes, and I hope you do. But dealing with school can sometimes become so much easier when we focus on the positive, celebrate the little things, and finding beauty in the journey. Because one day we'll all look back and this memory will mean so much more than just a degree. Thanks for listening, and let's keep making the most of our lives. See you next time. Bye bye.